Countdown is on the screen. Haven't heard from a couple people. See who can make it. No big deal. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. Somebody enter. Party now, boys. Jesus fuck. I'm still going through this list. Everybody, plenty of folks hanging out already. Let's go ahead and throw our intro out there. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Happy Thursday night. We actually have. Wow, we got some.
Yo, what up?
Episode number 14, guys. Number 14. People in the boxes. Let me make sure I titled that right. Good. That's right. I meant to get the applause out there.
What's up, Frost?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Like I'm chilling.
Good. I'm glad you guys can make it.
Clean up stuff.
Jason, how you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there.
Not 100% though.
I mean, I'm just still kicking it. It's that little something is still there. You know what I mean? So,
I know what you mean. My son has been messing with something all week, and
yeah,
get rid of it.
You feel like you're doing all right, and you're good for 10, 12 hours, and then all of a sudden it just smacks you again. So
you got the COVID?
No.
Put the link out. Give me a second, guys. So, Sammo, how you doing? Getting by? Sammo, can you hear me?
Oh, doing all right, man. My bad.
All right, good.
What was that? You got some spy shit. You're like, oh shit. Touch your ear, like you're like. Where did team go?
That's so I can shut myself up without having to touch the mic.
Where team go?
Oh, doing all right. That's so I can.
Thank you. There it goes. Boom. All right. Sorry, that's all me just trying to get the link. Anyway, so back to Illinois Stoners. I heard you had some good news, Sammo. I heard some of it. I don't know if I heard all of it, but you got invited out to California.
Yes, I did.
That's pretty cool.
Mr. Fucking Nicholas Crab, who's one of my good buddies. He comes by and hangs out every now and then. He came out and invited me out to.
Got an echo somewhere.
Was mine? My bad.
Okay.
He invited me out to California to Soulshine Arts to go check out them out there. They're having a big glass blower convention thing party, and they invited me to come out and join. And then they asked if I had any if I was doing any events, because they are looking to come out to Illinois and doing a live glass blowing event. And they would like for me to do an event, but if I cannot do an event, they're just any kind of event I can find for them is they want to come out and do something. So I'm excited.
You got so many. I'm sure you can find something cool for that to make that cool.
Yep.
But yeah, getting out to California, that's a journey. That'll be fun.
Oh man, it's exciting. I want to get out there and get this little community thing, this community that I'm building. I want to get the name out there, get things going.
Awesome. Very nice.
Really do what I got to do.
Jason, I know you guys got a lot going on over there too. Your whole new page and everything. Hey, we got Steve-O in the house. What's up, Steve-O?
What's up?
That's pretty cool. I'm glad you guys are
Steve-O
on that.
What's up, J-Bo?
Yeah, we got a lot of things going right now. So.
Well, yeah, it's all good. I appreciate. I see the moves being made, and it's awesome. And Jay Frost has good news, you guys. Jay Frost, you got good news, right? Didn't you gain a producer? Didn't you gain like a tech guy help you out? I'm just kidding, guys. Frosty had me help him out a couple times, and we used my StreamYard over there on his page. That was fun.
Fired him.
And I did get copyright claimed for sure, Frosty, from us playing those trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Deleted the video because I got shit too.
Yeah.
Cider?
What's up, Cider? He's chomping at the bit. He's chomping at the bit for this one. I know it.
Well, because there's no conversation.
Yes, there is. This show.
isn't.
Listen, this show is about our
Oh,
shared
you're such a meathead.
experiences. Listen to me. The show is about our shared experiences. So you can
Oh
tell
my
me.
God! Why don't we
Did
do
you
something
ever?
more interesting
Can I
and
talk?
talk about bath salts?
Have you tried them?
Jesus Christ.
Have you smoked those?
Well, we could talk about it.
I want to know your experience behind it. Like I bet
Like
you
that's
at
going to
least.
be great.
Well, has anybody on this screen tried Delta-8?
Yes.
Anybody that has your smoking garbage.
Yes.
Well, it's an experiment basically right now.
Well, it's a non-FDA approved household chemical synthetic conversion of CBD into THC, and it's garbage.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, actually,
well,
absolutely.
there's some stuff to talk about here though, like the history, like why it even was created was because the market got flooded with CBD when that became a thing. And so then you had a lot of these growers that they tried to experiment and come up with other ways to turn it into something that could be sold, something else, something different, right? A designer type thing. And now let me ask you this, Justin, can you find Delta-8 in what you're smoking right now?
Yeah, you can, but there's only small amounts of it.
Correct.
It's not synthetically made though. It's naturally grown within the plant, just in super small quantities.
I found that interesting though. I didn't know that it was actually part of it. There's like 100 different isolates that they found now. Go ahead, Sam.
Cat, it's not fake. It's chemically altered.
Yeah.
So what it is there's not enough Delta-8 to give you a psychoactive effect. So they use molecules in a scientific lab, molecules and acid in a lab to process, to extract the Delta-8 out of the hemp, to give you enough psychoactive compound, just enough psychoactive compound to say, wait, did I get a buzz?
He said scientifical.
Possibly.
I got hooked on that. He said scientifical. I was like, yes, scientifical. This comes from a scientifical lab.
Scientifical, all that good stuff.
All of it.
It's to the human system with Delta-8, from what I understand, is to get an entourage effect, so that you can try and cure certain cancers. There's no getting high with Delta-8 whatsoever.
No, okay. So you're right and wrong. So here's the thing about it. It's not like Frosty said, or no, like Cider said, it's not regulated. So here's the thing. They tested it. I don't know if this was the page where they tested it, but they found that almost none of the things that you're buying that are Delta-8 are actually within the limits that they're giving. Now let's talk to our audience, like, maybe they don't know everything.
And what he means by that is contaminant limits. That's got so many goddamn contaminants.
There's
in it.
that, but there's also actually they don't even have. They found a bunch of other chemicals that they don't know what's in it being put into Delta-8 for various reasons.
Well, the FDA knows what they are, but they call them household chemicals.
Sure.
So I feel like they just don't want to give you the recipe, if you will.
Well, but the limits I'm talking about is Delta-9. See, guys, for our viewers, not everybody knows everything about it. So Delta-9, and I didn't know everything when I was reading this. Delta-9 is what we typically know of as the THC that we were looking for. So they're similar. Like if you guys were wondering, like, where the hell they pull Delta-8 out of, right? Well, there's a Delta-9, there's a Delta-10 that they're still doing research on. And so there's a whole bunch of things. Like on this page, there was a couple others. THCA, there's THCC or THCV. Yeah, all these different derivatives.
THCA. Oh yeah, it goes on and on and on and on.
Right, and I didn't want to be too dry about it, but I wanted to point out to our audience there's a lot of information out there if they want to look for it. But yeah, see, it's extracted like with a chemical process, and it becomes okay. This is something I did find out about it. Go ahead.
The plants are sprayed.
Yes, They are altered while they're CBD, and that's why that's how they get around it legally, because it was started from a lower version, which was CBD, and bumped up. If it was started with our cannabis plant and then brought down to D8, then it would be illegal still. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think what you should do, if you're able, is to explain the beginning, like right at the beginning, the process, where it comes from and what it is. You know what I mean? For everybody who doesn't understand anything, to get a base of what it is you're talking about. So, like, how does it come? Like, you get home, you sat down, you smoke a big fat bowl of Delta-8. Is that correct? Or it's not a smokable? Like,
it is smokable, but it's very harsh.
With their brownies, you know what I mean?
That's what I was about to say. The edibles they found, and actually, let me back up a minute. When I was talking about the levels that they have it set, I meant the Delta-8 or Delta-9 levels. The actual THC that we know of is set to right here. It says 3 per. Oh, let me increase the size. 0.3% is what it's maxed at, right? And so when they go and test this stuff, what they're finding is way higher, like 30%, not 30%, but like 0.30%, or like just much higher levels than what's supposed to be in it. And that's where the product becomes like actually psychoactive, when it's unclean or impure or done wrong. But to your point, though, Frost, they found that Delta-8 and Delta-9 THC both have basically the same reaction when you eat it. So evidently edibles, when you eat edibles, D8, it actually gets you pretty ripped. But back to Cider's point, it's chemically altered and all that. So in my perspective, I'm not going to use it, but evidently eating it is more. And here's another thing, guys. If you think you're going to pass a drug test by using this, that's not gonna fly. Drug test for the cannabinoids, I think, and it's still going to pick those up.
Yeah,
they do test for a Delta-8 cannabinoid. Yes,
there's a rainbow of cannabinoids for sure.
Oh, that's all right, bro. Justin, if you want to come back, you can. You're no big deal. I know you. You were keeping the lid on pretty good. We're proud of you. I did read somewhere though the history. I thought I had it pulled up. Yeah, I don't. Obviously, there's like pages and pages and websites and videos to read about this stuff. So I don't want to beat people over the head about that. It's more about hey, who's tried this and what did you think? What do you guys think about it being chemically altered? You know, like, what do we think of as a community? Not hey, let's look at the data. You know, we're gonna do some data. Obviously, we're doing it now, but doing the data, we do data, you guys. All right, let's pull us back up. So Jason said he tried it.
What up, Corey? What's up, Kayla?
I've tried Delta-8. I've tried Delta-10. I've tried the THCO. That's one thing with us having the family page. When it became...
So what do you mean? Was it weed or was it dabs? Like, how did you... Like, was it pills? Did you eat it?
Yeah, how did you try it?
The Delta-8 I took as an edible. The THC I did as a dab.
Dale, you got us running as an echo there. You got Facebook running still. I got you muted. How about now?
There we go. Sorry, guys.
We're at the mercy of people who give us these products too. Like, they say, "Oh, it's Delta-8."
We still have an echo.
We use it,
and they have no clue about it.
Right?
Hey, Dale, bro. Something's still going on there with an echo. Do you have another tab open?
No, not me.
Well, I mean, it is you. The echo's coming from you, but I don't know why. Second device or something.
Sometimes I leave Safari open in case I get the link from you.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Okay. We're hanging on. Sorry, Dale. I want to hear your opinion. Dale's actually pretty knowledgeable. He was talking to me yesterday about wanting to, put out more knowledge about growing and everything. He seemed like a good guy. Hopefully he'll come back. So comments. I haven't been able to look too much, guys. I've been running everything, but I know you guys are watching some of them. Has anybody had any experiences they put out yet about D8? Let's see. Oh.
I've seen that Melanie just joined us. If she wants to jump up, she knows a lot about it.
If she wants to, that's up to her.
Better?
Full echo still, buddy.
Joe Kelly knows a lot about this too. You know, he's got a good background on it.
How's that?
That's better.
It's a lot better.
Whatever you did, close off the echo.
I'm afraid to talk. There he is. Okay, it sounds better.
How's
What's up,
that? Is
Bean?
that better?
Melanie says she can't right now. Thank you. It's okay. Holy cow, here we go. Jeez, I'm not going to read that. There's still a giant echo, Dale. I muted you, Dale. When I mute you, the echo goes away.
Oh, you muted him.
Make sure that all the other tabs are closed.
Is that better?
I think so.
Nope.
No, it's not.
There's definitely another one open somewhere. You've not tried it, huh, Joe? I'm surprised. Well, I mean, I guess you grow, so you're not going to grow. I mean, you'd have to grow CBD in order to make it, and then get the chemicals. And I don't know if they allow you to just have those. Ryan
it's just stored on chemicals. It's just a small little acid to be able to extract the molecules out of the CBD. But if you can make it right at home. They give you the equation online right to make it. They tell you everything that you need. It literally takes 3 hours, 6 hours, 3 to 6 hours to make 0.1. What was it? 0.1. I looked it up too, and I had it on my computer.
So what do you mean? Okay, I got to ask more about this.
Do it.
We got to stop you like right there.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to refresh Facebook here and not get an echo come on. But okay, so when you say make it at home, yeah,
right
making
now.
it at home.
It's okay.
I went out.
Here we go.
I came back.
I'm not going to read that.
All the stuff.
Oh, Frost, I muted you, bro. You have an echo still.
Okay, so
okay.
That's all I was trying to wait for. But
sorry.
So you went out, you came home, you got a fucking brown paper bag full of all the shit you needed to make what? Delta-8, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
What's in your bag? What's in your bag? I'm curious. So you pull out.
I was just wondering the same thing.
Lemon juice.
Assuming you had none of it at home and you went out and you picked up everything and you came back.
So yeah, basically, a trace of what is going to be left
You
in that?
dissolve 1 gram of CBD into 10 milliliters with a glacial acetic acid, GLACIAL, acetic acid. So you're taking 1 gram of CBD, you're using the acid, dissolving it into 10 milliliters. The solution stands at room temperature. After about 3 hours, your CBD is converted into 50% Delta-9 and 2% Delta-8. After 3 days, the mixture goes to 15% Delta-9 to 54% Delta-8. So with the acid chemical, the acid that you're using is over room temperature time. Over time, it's room temperature. It's just diluting the THC Delta-9 into a Delta-8. That's all you're doing.
And what was the milliliters of which you were diluting it into again?
You're dissolving 1 gram of CBD into 10 milliliters into a 10 milliliters of galalic acetic acid.
So what's 10 milliliters? Like a fiber bottle, is it maybe?
10 mil. You're looking at
We mixed nukes at that fucking ratio. 10 mil.
Yeah.
0.005 molar.
I mean, I could grab a syringe and show you 10 milliliters.
right. It would be a big syringe, but
Waylon, go ahead and
I use it for nutrients.
just type in how to make Delta-8.
yeah, I will. 1 second though. I just want to point out that it was in the 60s that that they started experimenting with it in order to sell more of the CBD. That was the price of CBD had plummeted, and that is, I don't know. I don't remember CBD being a thing back then, but evidently, using reported. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. Back up. They used chemistry that was found in 1960, but it doesn't say that when they used it. All right. So let's look up how to make.
So okay, you got this 10 milliliters of what? What the fuck is it now? It's orange juice.
That much.
It's acid. It's 10 milliliters of acid, but it is 50 or 60.
Here's my lighter.
Delta-8. Is that what we're saying? It's like 50% Delta-8.
Yeah.
So
After the acid is extracted it out of the Delta-9.
So
does it separate like oil and water, or it's still, oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just let the vial sit there and it does its thing, and then so you kind of just try to like syringe off one part or the other.
And it usually has low amounts of Delta-9 anyway because it's CBD.
And then so what, you just make with that? You just put that lemon juice or juice in, or you drink it, or what? Like,
It's it can be dabbed, but they say that it's popular in carts, and I guess it's super harsh.
What, you can dab it? It reduces that much.
Yeah.
But it's super liquidy. They say it's like it's very runny. It's not.
But okay, wouldn't you be better off eating it?
Yes.
Well, that's the thing is they're mostly putting it into gummies and carts. If you pay attention to the Delta-8, you're going to find it more in carts and in gummies more than you could. They got Delta-8 flour. Michigan here sells it at the gas station. Yeah, you can get a tank of gas and buy some Delta-8 right there at the same window.
Yeah, is the Delta-8 better than the Delta-9?
How do you get Delta-8 flour then? You spray the lemon juice on it.
Yeah, it's just it's a CBD plant that is taken into the lab and molecularly changed.
It's treated. It's sprayed. They spray the plant while it's still alive.
Wow.
They like it says here.
I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with someone earlier. That sounds like a big waste of time.
It's a waste of time, but right now, you got to figure the states and the countries that THC is totally illegal. You can go to prison for life for this amount of weed. So how can we make some money plus get a buzz? I don't know if you guys remember the mid-90s. Justin was talking about it with the bath salts and the K2.
Yep.
K2 was synthetic spice. It was a man-made weed. It had chemicals and everything sprayed on it. It was, everybody thought it was the greatest thing next to sliced bread. But then all of a sudden, the FDA got their hands on it, and it was like, oh my God, this is killing people. Well, let's let the FDA get their hands on a pack of cigarettes. What the fuck's in a pack of cigarettes, guys? How many chemicals is in a fucking pack of cigarettes?
Approved. These are approved chemicals by your local doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, this looks like what you were saying, Jason. Molar, glacial acidic acid.
What? I want to hear more about big stories. I was addicted to spice.
Yeah, I do want to. I
ruined my fucking life. Yeah.
Oh, spice was horrible. I mean,
spice.
That was one thing I never did it because fortunately I was able to smoke cannabis the whole time. I didn't get in trouble. Michigan was pretty lenient at the time. So it was one of the things that I didn't have to get involved with. But all these people that the war on drugs that were already on probation and stuff like that, it was,
Yeah, I went on probation.
This was like what? This was
somebody
like,
sold it to me as this is just like weed. That shit is nothing like weed.
Nope.
like
The shit I was getting too was like borderline fucking heroin. How strong that shit was.
Mhm.
Definitely illegal now. It looks like.
I remember
Yeah,
stuff.
K2 is
Really?
illegal.
I remember that.
Oh, illegal. Yeah, I thought you said
It
legal.
was like, it wasn't salvia, but you could sell
Yeah.
that, and then that kind of went out the window. But the next thing was like this pack of, I guess
Spice,
Spice
yeah.
or K2
Is-
or whatever, and
Cloud 9 and
I never
shit like
smoked
that.
it, not once, but people that were buying it were people who worked away at the oil rigs. We were like, "Fuck, I smoked this, man. Don't shop on test. I'm fucking rip." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And
Absolutely.
fucking people out of jail. People out of jail were like, "Man, I fucking smoked this all day long. Like, I fucking get ripped." And got
Yeah.
a test from the fucking my officer guy, and like doesn't show up. I'm like, hey, I don't need to know why you're smoking. So here at $6.99.
I'll tell you what.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I'll tell you what. It is an amazing fucking high. It ruined my it wouldn't have ruined my life if it wasn't so great. I don't recommend it to anybody. It's too good. It'll ruin your fucking life.
Not everybody has that. Not everybody has that experience, though.
Who's talking? Who's
Yeah.
that?
Well, yeah, some people do like get the heart racing, like I know a lot of people that are like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me feel nauseous.
Who said that? My bad.
Yeah.
It does nothing to me. Nothing.
I seen it was one of them things that people would just like they would instantly vomit, and then they'd be high as hell, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need something that I don't like the taste. I like the taste of weed. You know, I can walk by and grab a handful of weed and put it in my mouth and chew on it. It tastes good. So,
Yeah.
We'll do
And
the
when that
same.
shit first started coming around too, that everybody tried to pass it off like, oh, this is just the same thing as weed. It's just a replacement for weed. Like that was back when it first came out, and they were like, it was kind of weak. Like you take a hit and it's like you're high for like 30 seconds real quick, and it's like, oh, that was a nice head rush. But then they kept making that shit stronger and stronger as they kept outlawing the chemicals for it. So like they kept adding different chemicals, mixing shit up, trying to keep it on the market, and it just kept becoming like fucking deadly.
Well, that's what it is, isn't it? It's a way to hide byproducts that they can get rid of and make money off of, which otherwise could have been a throwaway or a disposed item.
well, the same thing kind of with your fruits and vegetables, Waylon, with the indoor farming. With the things that we used to spray on our fruits and vegetables to make them last or to make them taste a little bit different, to make them grow a little bit bigger, just astronomical. It shouldn't happen, but we allow it still. And even today, we still allow it. But
that was my whole argument against like the full legalization of weed. Like I think that the route that we took didn't get the results that we want. Like now the government has their hand on it, and they're going to do the same thing they did with food, the same thing they did with everything. Try to pump it out faster, stronger, and then the next thing you know, you got your first weed death. And then this pendulum swings the other way.
Because they're not looking at nutrition, they're looking at calories. We need to get calories to the poor people.
Yeah.
And the way that go ahead, Jason.
We're seeing that already. I don't know if you guys in legal states are seeing that, but our dispo quality is pathetic. You don't get a buzz anymore because our dispos are just pushing it out. They're not letting it cure for more than 15 days.
That's what I was just saying. Like everything that I'm smoking now smells like fucking fresh cut grass. I can't find anything that smells like weed anymore.
That's
Like
harvest and cure, buddy.
These people are just trying to rush it out. Like anything to make that fucking money.
I was talking to a provisioning center the other day, and their dry time, they knocked it down to 5 days. I'm like, no, you need 13-day dry time. It has to be natural. And they're putting it into market within 2 months. I'm like, that's no time to cure. That's no time to make your medicine. That's no time to get it to that point of where you need it to be. Yeah.
See, I drive for 10 days and then I cure for 30.
Yep. Minimum 30. I just had some stuff that I forgot about that ended up curing for, I think it was like 135, 140 days. I hit that shit twice and I was like, nope, I'm done. Put it away. It was like, that's for special occasions.
Is there a
I got some
maximum amount
GMO
of cure?
cookies I found today, like that.
Is there a maximum amount of cure time?
No, you can cure forever as long as you keep doing it properly. If it's in the right environment, you can cure forever.
Growth bags all day. That's what I'm gonna start getting.
Let
me ask you this: when you cure CBD or hemp, what does that do? I wonder. What is that bringing out in the plant? If you took nugs
It's
of hemp,
terpenes if it has any.
that's all it would be.
There would definitely be an all-natural terpene, some kind of cannabinoids, because there still are cannabinoids inside the CBD plant. But you're losing out on your CBD quality, I believe.
Joe wants to know if we have any thoughts on the freeze dryer, whether that's causing some of the taste or the issues.
Or
cold cure.
For dabs?
I think when we were talking about the smell, like finding fresh cut grass and stuff, he asked if you think the freeze dryer is causing that.
No.
Hey guys,
the mold machine.
If you guys don't mind, I should have asked already, but share us out, tag some people. This is a good conversation to have. If you know somebody out there that has been using this, or they think they can go and get this to pass a drug test, or all these other myths,
Is Kasia still around?
She just came in a little bit ago. Kasia, you're welcome to come up. The link should be.
Kasia had some THCO for a while, and she was really enjoying that. I don't want to speak for her, but I don't know. We really tried a couple of us tried to get a couple different of the products and
Kayla, where'd you go?
And see what it did for us. So
that'd be interesting to hear. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Jeremy, he asked what a CBD plant is. Is it hemp? And I'm like, yes, but you get CBD in a cannabis plant anyway, pretty much no matter what, right? But the only real difference is the amount of THC that you're trying to cultivate in that plant. And it's people, if you think about a whole crop, you're trying to get a certain yield, but farmers do that and growers do that on a single plant basis. And they did that so much over the years that we came up with seeds and genetics that's almost so different that we think of it as a different plant, but it's still the same plant. It's just derivative, I guess, our own genetic experiment we've been doing. You think our weed's stronger than it was 20, 30 years ago in general?
100%.
Well, but how much percent though? Like in general, like we're looking at 20, 30% if you're good.
Just in my time, I think we've gone from 5 to 10% up to the good 30s.
Yeah. Well, see, my record right now is 37, Waylon. 37%.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The highest on record was what was it, 42? Something like that.
Wow. I know it was 38, but I don't know.
I thought there was one recently they were talking about it was 42%.
Mel, I'm going to take offense to this comment.
I don't know if it's real.
The answer is yes. You missed very riveting conversation. Groundbreaking knowledge dropped. Heartfelt stories shared. Actually, that one two episodes ago, episode 12, the postpartum depression. That was really good because we actually did have some heartfelt episode. That's why this time I wanted to do a lighter topic, something that we could all talk about and have fun with. But it's also still a serious topic,
Well, we've all had our brick weed. You ask if weed has changed since back in the day. We all had our brick weed. We all had the weed that you broke up. It had the seeds. It had the stems. It tasted like, you just picked a cow pie out back.
We called it Cambodian.
Right. It gave us our buzz.
Yeah.
It gave us our medication that we needed at the time, but we didn't know at the time the medication that we needed. We were smoking that for different reasons. Now, over time, we've been able to actually figure out exactly what we need in our medication. What is the best form of us to take it? What is the best quality? What is the best, what is the best type? Do I need a sativa? Do I need an indica? Do I need the Delta-8? Do I need the Delta-10? Do I need the THCO? Because some people might not like the psychoactivity that a Delta-9 gives them, that high buzz feeling, but the Delta-8 with the chemicals that they have in their body, and it does chemically just fine. There's not an imbalance that makes them feel weird. So the Delta-8 works perfect for them.
Fruit punch, Joe. It's fruit punch, buddy. Fruit punch, baby. So here's my question, though, to that point, Jason. If you're somebody who doesn't like the psychoactivity and you're still looking for maybe medicinal qualities or maybe that just calming feeling, why not just do CBD then? Like, what's the incentive for somebody who maybe doesn't care about the synthetic aspect of it and all that, and they have all three products sitting in front of them? You got a CBD, you got a Delta-8, you got THC and THCA. So why would you pick that? Because I think in someone's head they can tell themselves, well, it's not the real stuff. It's a step down. I'm just doing the light version. Like maybe it's sort of a subliminal thing, because it still gives you some psychoactivity a little bit more so than CBD would, right? I mean, you're getting something out of it more so. So
You would
I
think.
wonder. It makes me wonder anyway.
So that's where a salesperson would have to come in and let me know. That's where your salesperson comes in. I need that sales pitch.
You need
as a consumer, pitch it to me. Let me know why. But unfortunately, being FDA not approved, we don't have them salespeople now, because the food industry has not gotten into it, so it's not monetized. There's no money into it right now, really, unless you're out there on the black market or in the market selling it day to day at these festivals, at these, parties, this and that. But there's not going to be somebody that says, oh, this is my job. Let me inform somebody about this Delta-8. I'm getting paid great money to be able to inform everybody. You look up one thing on the internet, it all says the exact same thing, didn't it, Waylon? The same exact stuff.
I actually watched a lot on this, guys, and basically they can't tell you what's in it, because even though there are quote parameters or numbers that you have to meet, people don't have to meet those because there's nobody checking it. And then the people that have gone back and tested these, that's what I said earlier, they found that a lot of them had way more Delta-9 in it than it should have, which is already going to be more psychoactive. And it had like 10, on average, 10 chemicals that they couldn't identify. That was also added to it.
Right.
So we there was a point earlier. It was a longer point by someone I don't recognize. I wish I could have stopped to read it, but here it is. Ryan, and I'm not going to cover everyone's faces up. I'll just read it. Personally believe the word synthetic gets a bad rap automatically. I don't know much about Delta-8, but synthetic molecules are identical at an atomic level. I think the main differences are other chemicals and compounds found in the natural versions are missing from the synthetic variant and needed to add other ways. For example, synthetic grape flavoring used the identical molecules from its missing the reason of the mix that makes a grape a grape. Okay, that's a little bit messed up towards the end there, but that's why it tastes different, he says. And he kept going, but it looks like he cut him off. So I see what he's saying. What we might be thinking of as its downfalls is actually that it's missing things that have been stripped away from it by doing this process, and it's missing all these other cannabinoids and things that we don't know are affecting us, but are,
Yeah. Yeah, when you're taking out such like a natural, natural chemical in a plant, and then all you're doing is adding, or a natural, thing from a plant, and you're just doing nothing but adding different chemicals and things into it. Of course, there's going to be, a lot of different risk involved. The same as when you take, things from your plant and you put in stuff to make oil and concentrates and all that. You have to be careful that you're burning all that off. You're not leaving those chemicals behind. And it sounds like to me with all the Delta products, like all that chemical is what's being left so that you are getting some form of a buzz on or some type of head rush or whatever it may be. And it's not like the natural side, like what THC or CBD would be at all.
Let me clarify it. So when I said how they tested a bunch of them and found high levels of Delta-9, which is THC, the reason that some of them are okay, this is how they theoretically do it, is once the process is done, CBD's made, the Delta-9 is already too high. And so what they do is they dilute it in the lab, like you were saying, Jason, in the lab, that's what they dilute it with all these other question mark chemicals so that they can lower the Delta-9 percentage so that they can be legal. So they're within the legal parameters, but there's no rule saying there's other chemicals can't be added. So they're using that to dilute the whole process, and that's why it's harsher. There's other things, but I haven't heard of any like injuries from it. Have you guys heard of any? Anyone going insane? Cheers, Kat. Cheers.
Just hallucinations. I mean, I can't say injuries, but I have heard from hallucinations and stuff.
Until just now, until this live right here, I've never even heard
smoke
of anybody getting high
inhalation.
off of it. Yeah, everybody that I know when they smoke it, I smoked the whole joint of the Delta-8 on my drive home from work the one day. Didn't feel a damn thing.
Well, you have a huge tolerance already, but here's the other thing, though, Bean.
I know people
I said
that
it earlier.
headaches from it.
Right, but I've heard. Okay, so there were a lot of stories of that. Then there was also a lot of stories of people not having the same paranoia that you get from cannabis, and I don't really experience that, so it wasn't an issue for me. But Bean, earlier I was talking about it, and shit, I lost my train of thought. Now,
twirl.
Shit. Anyway, I went backwards and then forwards.
I didn't feel a thing when I smoked.
Oh yeah. So the edibles. That's what I was trying to bring up. Is I found out that basically the same chemical process in your body happens when you eat it as when you eat a THC edible. So so supposedly you get the same strength or the same type of buzz from the edible. Now, I'm not an edibles guy because I can't. They don't do much for me. I wish they did because my lungs can't seem to handle this anymore. But oh hey, Frost is back. Sorry, Frosty.
I find like the edibles you get at the stores and dispensaries and shit are such a weakened version. Like you make your own edibles at home and you can put whatever amount of butter and stuff in it and make you up like a good batch of cookies. Like you can get a pretty good, body buzz if you're doing the right amount. And another thing is when you're making them at home, you don't really want to overdo it and make yourself feel like sick from eating all the edibles. But the ones I've tried from like the dispensaries and stuff, I've never gotten anything from it the way I have from my own homemade edibles.
Some edibles give me.
Well, I'm putting out a lollipop this coming up. It's.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's candy, and then the inner center is a half a gram of hash. I call them the fuck stick. Sorry, man, I got an eye hoot there. Fucking.
Eye hoot.
Yeah. And with a seed and a stick, right? But who knows what the percentage is until you go to eat the damn thing, right? But let's not forget what I'm using is all 34 and above percent THC flower.
Yeah. Amazing. Nice.
And then tell them about the stick, though.
Oh yeah, there's the genetics in the stick. See, and here's the kick.
Hold on, that sounded terrible, Dale. Come on, salesman. he puts a bean in each stick, and then you can plant the stick. Or were you about to say that?
Yeah.
When you said there's genetics in it, I was like, come on, everybody's got to know what that means.
But here's the thing, they all match, right? The tincture to make the candy, the hash, right down to the seed. Well, it's all the same strain.
That's pretty cool.
That's dope.
That's pretty interesting.
I was gonna say that I've tried Delta-9 dabs and the vapes I used to get a lot, and I've also tried an edible, and they have all worked for me. I mean, I didn't use them a lot. Like, I mean, as I got a strong buzz off of my vapes, off of the edible. I did try the flower, and I don't felt like I got anything off of it. Also felt like it just is like different, consistent. Like you just know the difference, you know, from the Delta-9, the Delta-8, from stuff. But I didn't feel any paranoia off of it, and I don't really like euphoric strains, and I didn't get any extra euphoria off of it. So Delta-8 is a mild like consumption of that. Delta-9 is a higher consumption, so it has higher like euphoric stuff. It could be for appetite, stuff like that. It has like a little people, they say that I think Delta-8 is a little bit safer than Delta-9. People are afraid of overconsumption or something like that. And so like I've tried Delta-9. I haven't tried Delta-8. I think there was one time I tried a Delta-10. I've mostly tried.
You just said you tried Delta-8.
No, I said Delta-9. I said I've had Delta-9 vape.
That's just cannabis.
Oh, well, I thought it was Delta-8 and Delta-9 and Delta-10.
You probably tried Delta-8.
If you smoke weed, you tried Delta, ABCD.
Yeah, I believe it was something different because the consistency was different. Like my dabs, I mostly got the concentrates, and those were different. Those are like a clear, thicker consistency.
Kayla, then we're probably the Delta-10s. With that is. So right now you got Delta-8.
Yeah.
Right now we have the Delta-8 is for sale. Then you have your cannabis at Delta-9. Then you have a Delta-10 and a THCO are the main things on the market right now.
Okay.
They're the ones right now that people are really pushing, really trying to make money for. Texas is really big with the THCO and the Delta-8 products, the Delta-10 products.
Yeah.
Any of your states that are non-medical and non-recreational, you will see them everywhere. Your state where it is recreational, legal, you're not really going to see the stuff because the money's not there for it. You know, people are going to be like, wait, I can do this recreationally. I can walk in and buy whatever I want from the dispos. So these companies are finding out that it's not financially feasible to even pop up a shop or anything like that here.
I found it strange
I might need to read a little bit more about it.
Look at this. 66%.
I find it strange to see the Delta-9 and stuff sold in like bong shops and glass shops and stuff. That's not like an actual dispensary or anything like that. It's pretty strange.
Yeah.
You can sell them in places like that.
I lived in Texas and then I lived in New York. So
the Delta-9 that they're selling is just hemp. It's like 0.3% THC. So they market it as Delta-9 because it has that 0.3% or whatever.
It's over the limit, right? I see.
Yeah.
So has anyone tried CBDs like flower? I have some downstairs. I haven't smoked it.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it. Like when I can't smoke, it takes the edge off. Like if I don't have weed,
it's enough, right?
It's different for sure.
Let me read this here. 66% described adverse events after ingestion of Delta-8 THC containing food products. Then it says adverse events include, but we're not limited to, hallucinations, vomiting, tremors, anxiety, dizziness, confusion, and loss of consciousness. Crazy. This was May 4th this year. May the 4th be with you, everybody.
Blaze it.
Cat knew I was going for that one.
I know.
Fire in the blaze. Huzzah. Fire in the cheers ah. Fire in the blaze cheers ah. I got you all combined here. Love your faces in the whole blaze it cheers ah, everybody.
Yeah, I don't think CBD and all that is too hot around Alberta here anyway. We're probably too seasoned up here.
When weed is just everywhere like fresh air. I mean,
yeah, I found out Florida's a medical state. I didn't know Florida was legally medical.
And they're legally medical, but it is one of the most expensive legally medicals, and they have the worst prescription laws.
Do they allow you to grow there? I wonder.
No.
Dale, did you say you're in Alberta? Oh, cool. I'm in Canada.
I mean, they limit you.
Newfoundland.
Like so much. And the prices. Nice. Dude, some of this shit, like they want like $90 an eighth for some of this fucking mediocre weed. Like,
so Kat, tell us about the THCO.
Kasia was here earlier. Kasia knows about that, but
yeah,
I didn't know what that was.
You were talking about
THCO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried it myself. I feel
holy shit, that's
holy shit, what a dope.
THC hole.
But you know, when you talk about chemicals in the pot and shit, even the extracts, man, I remember fucking using ether, butane, fuck you name it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Dale.
That's what people are still using now, you know, to make their oils and stuff like that with their butanes and all different. And you know, a lot of the times, if that's not being made properly and people are smoking on this oil, and they're like, oh, why am I getting such migraines? Why am I feeling so shitty all the time? It's those chemicals that are put in to get those form of concentrates if they aren't made properly.
Well, not just that, though, Kat. This is a side note, but people buying cannabis on the streets, and we had to go through this as for years until now, as we are more smart about things like mold and other things sprayed on cannabis to make it heavier and things like that. And
silica sand, the one where it makes the weed heavy. You smoke your joints and the ashes would stay like a stick. Like knocking on something. You're like, man, why is my ash all like?
That doesn't seem right.
Well, it's like these things here. Fuck, like this one here. I can squeeze this fucking thing as hard as I can. You know,
is that a dinosaur?
It's like a little rock. That's the best way.
Just another side note, you guys. I've been in trim jail for 1 day. It's a lonely place. Jason, yes, you've done it for years, okay, but did you?
I don't mean to laugh when I'm sorry.
You probably have these like you're probably like Edward Scissorhands going in there, like you probably have this like artsy, and it's just like and it's just like it's flying everywhere. You're probably so good at it by now. Like for me, I'm just like, you know, I'm getting better. I'm like sort of giving it a haircut, and like I'm leaving a bunch of shit. So yeah, it's getting crazy.
Wastewater ash is my favorite too, Joel. It's in my opinion the best way for it
is what?
It turns your crap into fucking balls of hash.
What?
Finger hash?
No, ice hash.
Ice hash. That's what I'm gonna do. Like bubble hash. Yep. That's what I'm gonna.
Good. You could take your ice hash and squeeze it and make ice hash rosin, which you can then make really good edibles with, or have really good dabs.
That's what I'm gonna do, because these plants right now that I'm trimming are the 3 like redheaded stepchildren that I had. I'm no offense to you redheads out there, Kat. So anyway, no, they're just like, I didn't like them. I threw away like natural. Like half the plant is bud rotted on each one that's still outside. Like left half of it on there, and so I'm trying to salvage some of it, and a lot of it does have mold. And that's one thing that I'm like, it's not like obvious mold. It's like I know there's faint mold in there somewhere. So I'm like, I'm doing a bath, I'm doing a wash. And then, but that's the other thing. We were talking about Delta-8 and chemicals and all this, and whether that's good or bad. But those things apply to all your medicines. You know, like where are you getting it from? Don't just get it because it's cheap. You know, don't just some guy on the internet inboxed you and wants to show you his catalog. You know, don't just trust everybody. But I don't know if dispensaries, we talked about that, they're weak. So I guess what you need to do is need to become good friends with a grower. Like I've been saying, become good friends with a farmer in general. You know, if you're not going to be one, maybe go be friends with one, and they would know some shit. Right. Well, you can be a gopher. You can be laborer if when it comes down to it. Hey, you got some extra work
up there.
Right.
The one about the isopropyl alcohol. Can you pull that
up? About what? I'm sorry.
Making oil.
Britt said that she's doing what with isopropyl alcohol?
Probably making oil.
I use isopropyl alcohol with my trim to make smoking hash still to this day.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I seen that one too. Smokable hash.
So, what are you using to guarantee that your alcohol burns off, Brett?
Well, alcohol would evaporate, but I think it would still taste bad. I mean, I would use like Everclear or something.
Right. I don't think I would use an alcohol in it. That would be. I mean, I can see where it would kill any bugs or any mold or anything like that, but I can't see what the purpose of it would be.
So when I'm doing my wash downstairs, it's with peroxide and baking soda.
Did you use milk?
No.
How come?
Milk?
I didn't see anywhere.
Eating some milk.
I haven't heard or seen anywhere that said milk.
It's been years since I've had white powdery mildew, but I used to mix milk with water when I'm washing it off. You give it the hydrogen peroxide squirt, get that all in there, and then wash it off with the milk. And then use water. You'll drown. It'll look like a drowned rat by the time you're done, but I'll tell you something, man. It'll come back real nice for you.
So can you explain what the milk does?
I'm very curious.
It grabs the mildew, the white powdery mildew. Okay. Grabs it, takes it with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then afterwards, when you spray it with the water, that'll take care of your milk.
Interesting.
Is that because of the chemicals in the pasteurization process of the milk, or is that because of cream coming from a cow? Like, I wonder.
You know something? I couldn't tell you that. I could not.
Does it have to be 2% whole milk, skim milk?
Goat milk?
I just use the milk in my fridge, right?
Okay.
So
that's interesting, though. I'll check that out.
So when you go to the store, what type of milk do you buy to put in your fridge?
Whatever milk that is, I guess works. Chocolate milk?
2%. I barely drink the stuff, so.
All I had was chocolate milk, Dale. What happened? No,
that would be funny. Man, I'd laugh. I would.
Hey, over when I was in Iraq, we had strawberry milk and banana milk.
This didn't work.
Wow, banana milk. That's pretty interesting.
It was gross.
Yeah. Why are you so bad?
As long as you got it on video, man, I'll watch it.
Nice.
I do have to get out of here. I got another show I got to get to.
Yeah, it's been about an hour. I think
everyone, you guys.
All right,
Jason, where can we find you? Jason, we can find you where at the 420-710 family, everybody. It's a private group, but he's doing a lot of big things over there. So
I believe I'm in their group too. Yep.
Much love, Jason. See you.
We're basically wrapping up anyway, guys. I appreciate everyone coming out. Bean, thanks for coming up for sure.
Yeah.
You guys are always welcome. Yeah, it's been an hour. We Delta-8, whatever. We've discussed it. It's not a mystery anymore. I think it's a gimmick. Personally, it's
so kind after all this conversation, that's what you're boiling it down to. I'm just wondering. It's a gimmick.
That's my opinion on it, and I would say that I won't be using it because if I don't want Delta-9, then I would just go to CBD.
Well, look at it this way. I got this. I was doing a grow off. This was probably 3 or 4 years ago now for Northern Gardens Genetics. I believe they're out of Ontario, and they developed a strain that's 18% CBD, 18% THC. They call it the painkiller. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a very interesting. It's not stable or nothing yet, but I found it to be weak pot because, well, I'm so seasoned, right?
Mr. Perv over here on YouTube. Goodbye. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube also.
We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch and Facebook right now.
Oh.
Gotta love when they come in with the who lady.
Yeah, it's like clearly like we know what the next thing is going to be. You know?
May as well get them to join up. Hey.
hey, listen. This time, every time anybody I don't know joins StreamYard, there's only one more layer of protection that I have, and that's for me to make sure I can see them in the camera on the backstage. Now, I cannot stop someone from like right this minute standing up and just bang, like Bean might pop up and show us his beans.
I think we need like a logo every time that just says we support bongs, not dongs on this show. It might be 19 plus, but it is a bongs only.
Right.
So all bongs need dongs.
But thanks for having me up, Waylon. Have a great night.
Oh, wait. He says, I just asked question. So I'm sorry, Mr. Perv. We'll see you later, brother. I appreciate it. Kat KS, everybody. Session with Kat group on Facebook. She does a lot of awesome things over there up in Canada. She's one of my favorite newfies, along with my other favorite newfie right next to her. All right. Dale's wanting an invite. Dale's a knowledgeable guy. Have a good night, Kat.
Everybody, much love.
See ya. Have a good night. Bean Dango here. Fire in the hole, everybody. He's doing great things. We're working on some things. He's expanding. They're doing more and more specific type of shows. I love seeing that. They're also another fellow StreamYarder. Oh yeah, StreamYarders over on Fire in the Hole. So what I want to know though, Bean, is with the StreamYard, you can add people as a moderate, like an admin on your StreamYard account. Now you're not doing that. But I want to know what happens if you do that. If I add Frosty in as an admin, can he log in on his own and it's not going to say my name, if he uses it? Because right now you guys all go under the same mantra, Fire in the Hole. I like it. It's great because then it's not like, hey, Bean's live on Fire in the Hole.
You can put, so you're putting in multiple places that you could go live from, so they can put their place. You could put their profiles on there too.
Right, I see. But yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Instead of going to Twitch and YouTube, I could go to 3 different profiles on Facebook. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Frost.
Cheers. Cheers. Dale. Goodness, Dale.
Good timing.
Great timing.
Hey, man, why don't you send me your address? Because you're in Canada. I can send you I can gift you a bag of weed, man.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
You got,
what do you think?
I think you're, it's not. Can't hear you first.
Yeah, I can't hear him very well.
Said just get him in the inbox, Dale. Yep, Beans over Fire the Hole. We got Jay Frost from Cannabis Corner with Jay Frost, everybody. Definitely go check him out. Facebook, my other favorite newfie.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it. Oh, my gosh, Mr. Perv over there, you're all by yourself on YouTube. No one sees you but me. I'm the only one seeing all this. He's got like 12 comments. That's okay. We're not going to look at him. Oh, well, you guys see it, I guess. Anyway. That's definitely someone that knows me, I think. I'm guessing. Anyway, have fun there. You guys all have a great night. I'm going to find our outro here.
Alrighty.
Thanks a lot, Dale. Dale, do you run a group or anything before we leave?
Not yet. No, I'm still trying to get that shit there. I had to shut it down. That's why there was an echo.
No, I appreciate it.
I might drop Streamlab and pick up StreamYard instead.
Well, check it out, brother. Check it out. You guys all have a great night. Guys, inbox me with ideas on topics. We're going to find out what we're going to do next week. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Peace.
All right, man.